You mentioned taking land into trust, and obviously the agency has a lot of, has acquired something like over 200,000 acres in trust for tribes and individual tribal members. Why do you think it's important to still get a carcieri fix if the agency is already able to continue to do this?
The key issue on the carcieri fix is one of resources. The way carcieri is written with a requirement that we have to identify that every tribe was federally recognized back in 1934 requires a lot of staff time to go in and assess records and prove all of that up, and it's almost universally litigated at the end as people cross-check that work. So when you think about effective use of limited resources in federal government, without a carcieri fix, we can't effectively use our resources, and we get sued for just about everything that we do. So I think that it really is a function of trying to put our resources where they need to go in assessing the land, the values, making the transfers, and carrying through the trust obligations, and not spending our time researching historical records and fighting lawsuits. And Larry, do you have anything you want to add to that?
I just want to add.
Hit the talk button.
I just want to add that it does have real-life consequences. So, for example, I'm a member of the Oneida Nation of Wisconsin. When we acquire land within the boundaries of our reservation, if someone challenges that acquisition, the Oneida Nation is one of the first nations to sign treaties with the United States from 1794. So the notion that we were not under federal jurisdiction in 1934 is mind-boggling. And it's those resources that not only the federal government is contributing to analyze this issue, but then it's the resources of tribes taking money away from other limited resources and pouring those resources into applications and litigation. And so I think it has real-life consequences within Indian country and for the department.
You've stated both your interest and the administration's interest to honor treaty obligations and trust responsibilities. And the department has a number of bureaus and agencies who have a duty to honor that responsibility as well. Frequently interior offices like the Office of Policy Management and Budget or the Bureau of Oceans Management have, in my opinion, exhibited kind of very lack of understanding of those obligations to protect treaty rights. So specifically, will you ensure that the Bureau of Ocean Energy Management is part, and its trust responsibility will engage with coastal tribes as they move forward on important roles like national oceans policies and things of that nature?
Yes, is the short answer. Slightly longer answer, just to use a example from our home state of Washington. The BOEM, Bureau of Ocean Energy Management Pacific team has been working in consultation with a number of tribes on offshore issues on the state of Washington, and I know that they have convened with the Quinault, Makah Nation, Quileute, Hoh, Shoalwater Bay tribes in last November to talk about these issues. That's just an example from our home state. In talking with Tommy Bodrow, who is director of that, there certainly is a commitment to working with tribes on offshore issues. And I think as we look at both renewable development as well as conventional development, but particularly renewables, that tribes will be have an important seat at the table as we come up with these plans.
Well, I'm sure you know that places like Nia Bay can be treacherous waterways, and the Makah tribe has basically become a federal partner with the Coast Guard in the protection and management of that area because it's so remote. So I would hope that the agency would have the same partnership mentality when it comes to working with tribes on these resource issues. And just the last question, will you commit to appointing a team to work in resolving the outstanding issues as part of the Spokane settlement legislation?
And the quick answer to that is I'm happy to have some people work on that. Specifically, I'll ask Assistant Secretary Kevin Washburn to look into it, to bring some resources to the table to better understand exactly what the issues are and what we might be able to do to address them.
Thank you. Thank you.